Hello and welcome to The End Is.
Sigh. That's SIGH once again.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Todd. And believe it or not, this is our fourth episode. You
Yeah.
wouldn't know it from our intro. We haven't quite nailed it, but this is it. We decided to take a little different approach to this one. We've done 3 movies in a row, done the 3 themes that go with each of them. And this time we wanted to do a bit of a variety hour. It is still, early on in the series. And, it's a good time as ever to get to know Nate and Todd a little bit more. And not quite the get to know Nate that we previously done.
Not the attack on Nate. No, none of that shit.
Attack is a very serious accusation.
Statement. Very true.
All right. So that's fair. So what we're going to do is on social media, we did ask, friends and people that already know about the podcast to give us some questions, anything that they wanted to hear us answer, see what our thoughts are on it. Not like we're experts at all or anything, but just to kind of hear us rant or explain as best as we can with our, some limited research time, explain what we feel.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it's going over movies today, just because that's kind of what we do.
Yeah, I think the first half it seemed like movie related, and then we're going to try and take you back to the old childhoods of Nathaniel and Todd.
Yeah, a little bit of reminiscing. Just FYI, if quality sounds a little different, we are recording a little different this week. We are kind of away from each other.
What he means is we are literally in separate rooms in different apartments or in different abodes.
Yes.
Recording on over Zoom, but over the device.
Yeah. So
it's Zoom and Zoom. It throws me off every time.
It really is. Yeah. We have a Zoom recording system and we're on Zoom, the video
recording system.
So Zoom squared? No, that's not right.
Zoom to the second degree. That is squared though. Yeah, this is getting cut. So yeah, we are in separate places because Todd's got a little bit of a cough. I will try not to cough on Mike. And with everything being COVID these days, you got to take precautions. We don't want to get Nathaniel sick, and then we've got no pod at all.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna power through for you, for our listeners.
I'm gonna be a whiny little bitch, and I'm just gonna be in bed rest all day. I'm not gonna want to do this.
That's fair. That's true. I don't doubt that one bit. But I was not on bed rest, but it turns out I did get a COVID test and it was negative. So that's exciting. I don't know what I'm coughing about. Could be newfound allergies. As I get older, I start to find out more and more things my body hates. So hopefully it's just, smoke in the air. I mean, not
oh, you're smoking.
I mean, something's on fire.
My gosh.
Ooh, I'm smoking hot. Yeah?
He's
audience, if you agree.
Looking.
Let me know. All right. I did finger guns. Did you see that? Through the Zoom, folks.
It's a signature.
It is my signature, finger guns. I got my whole office doing finger guns. It was awesome. So, do we want to start with question number 1?
Yeah. We'll just kind of work our way down the list and see where it takes us.
Yeah, so before we actually get into reading the questions, we should warn everybody that there's going to be a lot of spoilers because we're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, we're going to be jumping around talking about movies and TV shows. If it's anything real new, we'll try to stray away from those spoilers. But we're talking spoilers from Game of Thrones probably to Office. So it's kind of all over the board.
Yeah, we're going to be hitting a lot of topics, so we can't really recall everything that we're going to spoil, but this is the official spoiler. We'll throw in our little tag, but just so you know, if you're jumping into dangerous waters.
Yeah, alrighty.
Spoiler. Alert. So question number 1, how are 90s movies different than today's, movies? Like why have they gone from like pure action cheesiness to dark and gritty? And I mean, everybody knows the difference between, that's a 90s movie.
Yeah. So you're talking like, oh, hey, let me kill this guy. But before I kill this guy, let me get in that one last one-liner.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I need to fit it in to maybe sound like a badass.
Oh, yeah. It's always very witty and it's a pun.
I mean, I guess it's more, the movie's changing going forward to being more of a story and more realistic rather than...
Although there were really good stories like in the 90s. Like that's the thing is like there were, Scorsese and everything were still making movies that had legit plots and they were dark. They could be, but there was a separate almost like
Speed.
Yeah, there is Speed as well. Maybe they were on Speed. I don't know. I equated it to a theme park ride. Like movies used to be treated like you were going to a theme park and riding a roller coaster.
Okay.
Is like you were able to almost like, I'm going to the theater, I'm going to watch this new movie, haha, funny, I move along with my life. Today, and I don't know if it's the advent of the internet and everybody having an opinion, but even if dark movies were dark back in the day, you kind of saw them as like a cool little, well, that was a fun action flick, or that happened, and then you moved on. But today they're dissected. Not like you and I would ever do that. And
Nope.
They start the kind of the my way or highway, I don't know, internet fights now.
Yeah, I guess there is a lot more internet fights, but at the same time, is it because they have that screen to hide behind?
I think so.
So, and then when you think about it, like when we're talking about movies, it's in the moment, it's right then and there. When you're talking on a computer, you have a lag in a sense of like, oh, well, let me just make sure I'm good on this topic, or oh, I have a few hours, then I'll respond. It's not there in the moment that you're talking about it.
So you're talking like gut reactions are a big issue. Like you either love everything or you hate everything now.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's new nuance too. Well, like I think to that, when the internet gave everybody voice, like the masses got a voice, all of a sudden, like everyone figured they were like the most important opinion in the room.
Yep.
And then they all started a podcast about it.
I mean, going back to your episode, our episode on Suicide Squad, of the reviewer that went ahead and didn't even finish the movie, but they still felt the need to write a review. That's the same, kind of what you're saying there. Of why is someone able to review a movie when they haven't even seen the whole fucking thing?
That's true. The movie is almost like a piece of your personality now. They think, like, if I like that movie, that's the kind of person I am because I liked it. You don't like that movie? Well, you're a piece of shit and you're a bad person. It's as bad as like political divides. So like or dislike a certain piece of media.
Yeah. I mean, that's also saying nowadays of when someone's like, oh, you haven't seen that movie? How dare you? Like, you're shunned all of a sudden for not seeing a movie that came out years ago.
Yeah, that I'll stand by. I don't know.
Why? Why you got to stand by that? People got
certain
nothing
ones,
better to do with their life?
Yes.
Oh, that should prove my point.
There's been some big movies that I had waited a long time to watch. And when I got shunned, I felt bad. I was like, I deserve to be shunned. It is stupid that I haven't watched that. Because then I'll turn on Bad Girls Club on Oxygen. I could be watching these great movies that I know are good and I would enjoy them. But I didn't. So it's like, I get it. Not every movie do you have to see. And yet some movies, again, just like I have them, you have them. Everybody's got those ones that just pass their radar or they heard about a million times. And you almost feel like you've watched it. So you never actually get around to watching it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does make sense. So do you feel like with older movies that you need to be in that mindset too? Like certain movies, you're like, okay, I got to make sure I'm in the mood for this. Because if you aren't in that mood, you think you're just going to go in hating it already? Or
yes, I think there's movies that we recommend, to people that didn't watch them as like a child, like Goonies or Labyrinth or things like that. You really have to be in that mindset of that kid in the 90s where everything's just magical. It's fun. You don't think too hard about it. You go, okay, that's just what the story's telling us. That was the story. Great. I can give that stuff up. My example is, do you remember the scene in Home Alone where the pizza boy delivers to Kevin and then he sets off the firecrackers and makes the kid think he's getting shot at until he runs to his car and leaves?
Yeah.
The dude never called the cops. But we don't think about that anymore, right? Or we think about that now. We never thought about that in the day. No one watching it. I don't even know if our parents were thinking that because we've been saturated by media differently. Like they were like, oh, well, they would call the cops. That's insane. How could today all the internet comments would be like, well, you can't do that in today's world. You'd be in jail for that. That's why I always carry hard, that kind of garbage. Like it becomes like
crossing the line. Like what's crossing the line? A
bit, but it just becomes too based in like reality. Nobody can set aside time to like be in wonder anymore, I guess.
So yeah, just kind of like comedy, it's subjective. It's either you like it or you don't. You got to be able to separate why they're telling the joke, not because of the reason they're telling the joke. Do you think
100%
going forward, it's ruined some movies today that you think about it too much?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like old.
Definitely.
Old? Yeah, I know you kind of liked old, but
no one dare you. This is a gotcha. This is my Superman for you. No, Old by Shyamalan is. I wish we could set a whole episode just talking about how bad Old is.
Yeah,
it is unbelievably bad. Everybody thought, well, The Happening came out. That's the worst thing. He's canceled forever. It's the worst thing you could ever make, M. Night. Guess what? He beat that.
Well, yeah, it's funny too because a couple weeks ago we were at the drive-in and on the other screen, Old was playing. And there's a lady behind us in line getting popcorn, and she was talking how excited she was to see Old. She was like, oh yeah, it's from the same guy that made The Happening. I was like, well, maybe she will enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, she's the target audience.
Yeah, she was.
But even then, people in The Happening are like, well, Mother Nature's out to get us. This, dude, it's so. Now I'm getting angry thinking about it. So we're gonna have to move on because that is such a bad movie.
It is.
Nate, do you want to? This is not really a spoiler because it's a character's name. Do you want to tell them what they decided the rap star in the movie's name was?
Shit. Was it Minivan?
No, it was mid-size sedan.
That's right. Mid-size sedan. That's right.
Mid-size sedan. That's not even a joke. It's not even a joke in the movie.
No.
That's the character's name. That's like if somebody racist decided to write a parody about rappers. That's what that feels like.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys ever really want us to dive into Old, you let us know, and we will just dedicate an episode for Old.
And you will feel really old when you're done because it is draining.
It is. But at the same time, is it one of those movies that are so bad that you feel people need to watch it?
Yes.
All right.
It's the modern day Room, right? Like where you need people to go back and sit in that theater and just rip it apart as it's happening on screen.
Exactly. Feel free to talk during this movie.
Yeah. Like we both had incidents where somebody like got on their phone or talked and we were like, yeah, that's fine. I hate that. I despise it when people get on their phones or turn, like even the light comes on their phone, anything. Can't do it. Mm-hmm. This happened and it was like, I totally understand. For once, I'm like, that makes sense. Get on your phone, go into a different world. I don't even care. No one wants to see what's on the screen.
Yeah.
Speaking of catchphrases, do you recall Bruce Willis's line as John McClane in Die Hard?
I do not. It's
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I haven't seen it in so long. It's not one that I really rewatch.
He says it in every movie. I don't know. Granted, I haven't seen the most recent Die Hard, but I saw like all through Live Free and Die Hard.
That was what, 3, 4?
Yeah, the fifth one just came out. The fifth one came out a number of years ago. I never saw it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker in 1, 2, 3. And so I bring this up because our next question, number 2, is PG movies and how they've changed over time. Like they used to be able to get away with a lot of stuff. Now it's like a PG movie is a child's movie. And Live Free or Die Hard, they didn't want to get the R rating. It went to a PG-13. That was a big deal. Fanatics were pissed. Makes sense because it's Die Hard. The dude's murdering people. He's getting injured. It's brutal. It's about him fighting terrorists, everything. They didn't want the R. And so instead of saying yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, he actually says yippee-ki-yay, mother, and then fires his gun to cover up the fucker part. And you go, all right, that's clever. But he's also firing his own gun through his own stomach to shoot the bad guy holding him behind. So he's murdering somebody, but that's fine for PG-13. They had to cut out the word he's using while he does it.
Yeah, it's a fine line, I think, going between movies. Of course, like when you watch PG-13, you're kind of like, all right, is there going to be a fuck in this movie? Depending on who's in that movie as well.
Oh, you mean the word fuck?
Yeah, because they're allowed one fuck in a PG-13 movie.
Not the act of fuck.
No, not the act. I mean, they still have that, just not actual.
Oh, okay. You heard the clapping, everybody. Yeah, you can show sex, but you can't show quote unquote full nudity. You can show the back, but not the fronts.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're on the same page. But yes, you're allowed 2 verbal fucks.
Oh, is it 2? I thought it was 1.
No, you're allowed 1, right? And the second one is when it moves to R.
Yeah. Which
arbitrary
is weird,
like shit.
You're already
arbitrary.
Saying it.
Get it?
Oh, jeez. This guy.
I was on the fly. Yippee-ki-yay.
But yeah, the whole like saying one fuck and then, oh, well, we can't say it again or else we go to rated R. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
It just either have it or don't.
Exactly. The movie should tell its own story, though, and then you should be able to rate it just on its own. Like a lot of TV shows on the streamings and everything will say, this is what's involved in it. I think they give it like the mature rating. That's pretty broad. So do you know how the movie rating system came to be?
Not entirely.
All right. There is a movie called, I believe, Rated R, and it is good. It kind of talks about how different directors have gotten around the R rating they'll put in like a ton of graphic stuff. And then when the rating group says, no, you got to take stuff out to get down, they'll just take out the stuff they didn't want to use anyway. And then they end up with a movie they already wanted to make with all the stuff in it. And they go, oh, great, it's much better. And then they get away with it.
Okay.
It can be manipulated so easy because it's such a bullshit system.
It's just loopholes they're working.
Yes. So the movie rating system started in 1968, but it wasn't until Temple of Doom that the PG-13 rating came about. And that's because Temple of Doom was originally rated PG.
Okay.
And if you recall what happened in that movie, there's like a heart ripped out of a human sacrifice. It's still beating.
Kalema.
There. Yep, that is the heart beating there, which is, it's mythical a bit. So we'll that side. We at those days we didn't question the heart beating still. Today you'd be like, how's it still beating outside of his chest?
I'm okay with it.
No, I know I am. Just saying, like back in the day, we wouldn't even question it, but today you'd be like, that's weird. So there's people being eaten by alligators. I remember the scene where they're at dinner and they have monkeys and they pull their scalp off and they eat their brain straight out of the head. That still grosses me out today. Like that always has stuck out to me. It's like, it's so gross to me thinking about that. But I remember sticking out so vividly. And that was a PG movie.
Okay.
What ended up happening was everybody flipped out and said, I can't believe my children went to go see this. All of this was happening. They are scarred, blah, blah, blah. Everybody hated it. And then Spielberg was like, well, let's do a PG-13 there, So he said it should not be an R, which again, is that debatable? You rip a heart out of a chest. Like there's no sex. So it's like, that's not an R. That's where they draw the line. Still even Spielberg and Lucas. But anyway, he didn't want it to be an R. So he's like, it should be a PG-13. So PG-13 to me almost became like a blanket nothing burger of a rating. It's like, make it PG-13 and you get away with so much. It doesn't even matter. You can shoot somebody to death. You can brutally murder them. However,
you
show that.
I mean, you could do that, but at the same time, I know like the big line is like, oh, there's blood involved. That's when it becomes rated R, which is also a weird thing of like, you're showing all the killing, but then you start showing like blood. When you watch like X-Men and Wolverine stabbing people, there's no blood on his claws. They're clean when they come out. It's just the weird system of the ratings.
Yeah, that's true. Like the blood splatters never happen, or somebody gets shot, but you don't actually see the bullet holes. You just know that they got shot and they fell down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's many ways around it, but it was interesting to find that Jaws was also rated PG.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
and that was 1975. And there's a naked woman at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
There's, sharks.
It's weird. Like the standards of back then and now, how much they kind of butt heads.
Yep. And what do you think one of the most important things that dictate movie ratings is?
One of the most important things that dictate movie ratings? I don't know. Just people.
Toy sales.
Oh, why?
Well, kids can't buy an action figure if they just saw it have sex. They can't buy an action figure if it's brutally torturing somebody. Who knows? Like,
yeah. I mean, I guess I could see that because Star Wars kind of started all that with like the toys, the licensing through everything that they had. And that was like a big part of their sales. So I could definitely see that because, I mean, even George Lucas, that's where he got most of his money from Star Wars. It wasn't the actual films. It was all the toys.
Oh, yeah. And I actually was just reading that for every dollar that Star Wars made at the box office, it made $2 in merchandise sales.
Yeah. So makes sense of why he wanted that instead of like the movie profits more than anything else.
I mean, if you're going to get double, you might as well. I mean, if that makes sense, if somebody was smart enough to get that ahead of time, the movie gets out there, your vision's out there, but then you're raking it in through.
Yeah. Sales. I mean, there's a lot of people that there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is another one where you had Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. They held on to the rights all through the movies. They wanted full control. They wanted all the rights always to stay in their name. And I think it was in the 90s, Kevin Eastman's like net worth was $6 billion. He bought a freaking tank.
Okay. Why?
Because he could.
That's that America. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So it's just kind of crazy to think off of this one property, they ended up with all of this. So it comes down to marketing, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. It's all the people in the suits pulling the strings.
Yeah. All right. So question number 3. So when you're feeling under the weather, what's the stuff that you like to do? What movies do you go to or what activities do you kind of partake in?
Yeah, that's a good one. Anything come to mind for you?
I guess it depends like how shitty I'm feeling.
You're feeling flu shitty.
Flu shitty? I'm probably in bed rest then. I'm probably just laying down. But
you're not watching anything?
I'll probably put on like Scrubs and I'll just kind of in and out of sleep. I'm not really...
That makes sense. It's something you don't need to know what's happening.
Yeah, I've seen it plenty of times. So I'm not too worried. I'll wake up like, oh, this was that episode. All right. watch it for a bit, and then maybe pass back out.
Okay. Yeah, I think for me, I mean, I think these days TV show binging is the big one. When I've been sick, I usually go back and binge the British Office
Okay.
because it is short enough to like I can get through the entire series very fast, but I also enjoy it. And if I do fall asleep, it's like I don't know, it's got the office sounds, and that's obviously it's in an office, but it has like a very subtle, nice kind of like monotone sound structure. So you're not getting shocked. Like
Yeah.
there's not a big bang bang or somewhere, and you're like, I can't watch a fucking action movie.
Well, I mean, I guess I can't. I'm a heavy sleeper, and so I feel like I have no issues with it being action or loud movie. If I'm tired enough, I'm falling asleep.
Okay, so what if you're just like you've got the sniffles?
Oh, the sniffles. So
You are
sniffles,
alert, but you just feel like shit.
I mean, probably going back and forth between either video games or reading some comics.
Okay. No, I never go to comics. I mean, I read comics, but that's not like I never think of that as my first go-to.
Yeah.
Video games for sure. I can sit down and zone out to a long campaign, like whether that's like a Red Dead Redemption or if it's mindless multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting really, really, really fucking sick of Call of Duty. But I can put on like multiplayer matches and just zone out. It's like if I die and they're mad at me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But if I do good, I'm like, all right, I'm still good, even though I'm sick. Like it doesn't matter. At the end that you turn it off, nothing about your life has changed. But it also eats up hours at a time without you.
Oh, it does. It's one of those like if I'm playing online multiplayer, I kind of want to make sure I'm playing with some friends rather than by myself. I'd rather dive into a campaign on a game. So that way I feel like, oh, I made some progress rather than like, yeah, I played some online matches. Did I win any? Of course I didn't. I suck.
Right.
But I just feel like I lost time doing those online matches. And that's the same with like reading comics. At least I feel like I'm kind of moving forward with reading something.
No, that's totally fair. So you want to feel a little bit of accomplishment.
Yeah.
You don't want to like waste time just by being sick.
No.
You're a busy little bee, Nathaniel.
Buzz.
God, I regret that. I regret setting you up for Buzz. Goddamn Buzz. All right. Well, speaking of childhoods and being sick and it's the end of the world, et cetera, I want to know what are things that you thought would be a bigger deal as a kid, but turned out not to be when you became an adult?
Okay. So, I mean, obviously the one we kind of both figured out is the light in the car.
Yeah, that one's getting talked about a lot, I think, with, again, the internet age. Everybody's like, did we all have the same childhood?
Yeah.
But it's true. All of our parents apparently had the same childhood or classes. Because I remember my mom being like, turn off the light. I can't see a thing. And it's like, that's no way. I can turn the light on in my car and see fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they look at, it was like, oh, no, you turn on the light. It's illegal to turn on the light in the car.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But that's how my parents, they're like, oh, yeah, no, get pulled over and all that just for having the light on.
When did all the parents decide to get together and write this unwritten rule that made no sense?
Oh, I know that answer. They didn't have a big meeting. It's in a pamphlet when you have your first kid. It's all the unwritten rules of a parent. They give you that pamphlet and they're like, hey, keep this sacred. Don't lose it. I'm surprised no one's lost it yet.
That's true. It's in the what to expect when you're expecting book. It's like chapter 1.
Because who's buying that book when they're not expecting?
No one?
Exactly. That's why it's in there.
That's fair. I can't argue with that. That is solid. Do you think, I'm trying to think of it as like an adult now. I'm like, well, what's the worst that could happen? Is it because you forget to turn the light off when you leave the car and then the car's dead in the morning? Then you've missed work and then you're mad at the kids? Because some of those older cars never turned off the lights inside.
No.
They would never time out.
I guess.
Is it stemming from that? And then everybody's like, I heard about Jenny, her kids screwed up her whole day at work. She couldn't drive the car because they left the light on. And now she's got to take them, whatever it is. Like, does it become like a big how to do?
How many times did that happen then for this to become an unwritten rule?
When you don't have the internet, Nate, word travels fast about the most insane things.
Yeah, it does.
We remember the days before the internet. You'd only hear random grapevine things, but then it becomes legend.
Yeah, those don't exist anymore. Now it's all about what's fucking trending. Oh, are you climbing milk crates? Congratulations. I did that fucking 10 years ago.
And it was stupid then, right?
It was.
Yeah, why is that such a thing now? And they all hurt themselves. It's like, if somebody said do it, I'd be like, no.
Give you $200.
Ooh, 200.
He's thinking about it. We'll start a GoFundMe. I need 200
get pads? Is it on grass? Is there pads or is it concrete?
Grass. No, not concrete. I'm not that much of a dick. It's good grass too.
Oh, good grass. Okay. So it's like that fluffy Alaskan grass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just made that up. Yes, I would do it for $200 if it could be on grass.
All right,
I don't
guys.
think I'm not scraping myself. I'm not cutting myself.
You heard it. $200. He'll do it. Just got to pull the funds together.
Record, it is a horrible, stupid trend.
It is. Even though you said, oh, it's on grass, it's okay. How many of them are falling on the fucking crates?
A lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying these people are doing it for free, though.
Yeah.
There's nobody like being paid at the end of these.
No.
It's like, do it for the video, get up there, and then they fall, and then they like land on their necks, and you're like, well, that's unfortunate.
I thought you were getting paid regardless if you're doing it. I thought it was like, hey, you're crossing the rainbow. Here's a leprechaun giving you some money.
What do you think the rainbow and leprechaun relationship is?
There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's a leprechaun always protecting the pot of gold. And
so if you get halfway through the rainbow, the leprechaun greets you and pays you to take the rainbow?
No, once you get over the rainbow.
He doesn't want you to get the gold.
Yeah, but he's like, hey, good job. Here's 2 gold coins.
What?
Yeah, 1 gold coin equals $100, right?
Oh, God. Leprechauns do not want to give up their gold. That is like the only thing I know about them.
And
they don't want to give their lucky charms.
Oh, no, definitely not those. But it could be a rare leprechaun. They're just like, hey.
A rarer leprechaun.
Yeah. There's nice people out there. You can't say there's nice leprechauns out there.
The only leprechaun I also know is the movie Leprechaun, and he is not a nice one.
Yeah?
The horror franchise. Have you seen that?
I feel like you know more than one leprechaun. You're not being honest with yourself. You just mentioned they're after me lucky charms, pretty much.
No, oh, no. Don't you dare. Okay. I know of 2 leprechauns in lore, right? No, 2 leprechauns in media, 1 in lore. And the one in lore does not want to give up any gold. One of them wants to murder everybody, and one of them deals in lucky charms exclusively.
All right. I hope there's a nice one out there then. That's all I'm going on.
Okay. Moving on from light in the car, Nate in his noisy chair.
Yeah.
Do you think sitting close to the TV screen actually hurts your eyes? I thought that's been disproven.
I don't know, but I still try not to do it. If I can see from a good distance, then I'm fine. I feel like I don't need to sit that close to the TV. I know someone to this day, when we're playing games, he'll still fucking sit like 2 feet away from the TV.
Do I know this person?
Yeah, he's cross-eyed.
Oh, yeah. That's the one I was picturing anyway. Okay. We'll call him Frankie.
Yeah.
No, I actually just Googled it. This is a live report, folks. Contrary to popular belief, sitting too close to the TV will not damage your eyes, but it will cause eye strain, just like anything normal will do. Just like me staring at a computer screen for over 8 hours a day will do that to me.
Yeah. So, makes sense. Now, you work with computers a lot. Do you wear any glasses at all for it, or?
No.
Okay.
Should I?
I don't know. I do. I'll wear blue light filter glasses.
I was going to say, is it blue light filter ones I'm supposed to be wearing?
Probably.
I don't know anybody, and I work with a lot of people that solely work on computers all day, and none of them wear those glasses. I've never even heard anybody talk about them, be suggested by safety requirements or anything.
Yeah, yeah. But I actually use them and feel like it does a good job. It's kind of crazy because I actually have a blue laser pointer, and it actually does block out the blue laser pointer light, which is...
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just kind of throws me off. I'm like, all right, how good are they? I'm like, oh shit, they actually do.
You know what? Thank God scientists exist. I tell you. I'm not going to figure that shit out.
No.
How does that even work? That's like ICP asking what magnets are. At least I get that concept, but to block it, I guess it's frequencies. Is it not audio
Maybe?
frequencies,
yeah.
But
I get just kind of like how polarized glasses work.
Guys, this is Science Talk with Nate and Todd.
We're going to get to the bottom of this.
To explain.
Right?
Yeah.
This is like the old guys that you see at the coffee shop and they're discovering world problems and solving them. We're going to figure out science today.
But I think they're doing a better job.
Oh, no, they definitely are.
So also, there's that myth that if you wear a baseball cap, it'll make you go bald.
Yeah, I heard that one as well. Because that's also like the widow's peak, how bad your widow's peak is. Like when you're younger, people are like, oh, you're going to go bald for sure. Right.
That's true. That could be a sign of how the hair is going to go generally. Like, I mean, that could just be an indicator of like what your pattern's going to be. But I mean, I have some decent locks. I wear caps all the time. I would legit be completely bald at this point.
Oh, same here. Like all through high school, I wore a hat until senior year, and the principal was like, "No more hats." But
why?
I don't know. He had his weird issue.
Gang?
He wanted to, make his own rules. He really wanted to be seen as the
Did he walk in the next day with his cap just so he could be the only one with his cool caps?
But even better, he wore it backwards. He was that cool principal.
Oh, it wasn't tilted to the side?
No.
No, it wasn't as cool as
Yeah.
Some of us.
Yeah, I wore hats a lot, and I still have very thick hair, and I haven't gone bald.
That's totally true. And wouldn't you think the same thing would apply to like hairy people in general? Like if you wore pants all the time, would it, if you had hairy legs, like it would just, you wouldn't have hair on your legs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with skinny jeans, definitely you would have no hair. Those things are tight. They're always rubbing up against, so definitely all the hair would rub off.
I mean, that's the theory at least.
Right?
I think we have debunked hat hair, or not hat hair, but hat loss hair.
Yeah, just hair loss.
Hat loss hair?
Hair hot.
Loss,
hat loss
of hair. Hair hat loss. No. Hair loss hat. I don't. Oh God, that's a guys. If you figure it out, let us know. Okay. I wanted to bring up this specific thing I recall. I remember seeing a video in one of my classes. It was definitely probably elementary school. It was like a nature video, like a warning of not recycling and the dangers of littering. And, you know, one of those plastic rings.
Oh, that holds
it. Soda.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you don't cut those, and if you throw them into a lake, a duck will immediately get its bill stuck into one of those and drown. Like, I remember it showed a video of a duck with its bill in one of those. It showed like some legs tangled up in it. I've cut those into so many tiny pieces ever since. Like to this day, if I get a 6-ring, I'm cutting them up so it's like there's nothing, even the tiniest little.
Well, yeah, you got the tiny holes because you got the big hole that actually holds the can, and then the inner between ones that are for structure to kind of make sure you can actually carry it. I still rip like the big ones whenever I get them. Like, yep, just in case.
Yep, I'll cut all of them. I was like, because I picture if I don't do this, a duck is about to die. That is stuck with me. So it does work. Like things like Dare and stuff, I don't think quite work. Apparently, you know, obviously, I think Dare was. I think there's more drug use after Dare happened for classes. If anything, it's just like, hey, this exists. But I do remember being like, oh, that innocent animal. I need to continuously chop up my cans.
Yeah, I mean,
my can rings.
I feel like people at times have a tendency to feel worse for animals than they do people. Kill an animal in a movie? Fuck that person. Human dies? How attached was I to that person?
Yeah, that's kind of what we talked about in Suicide Squad, right? Like he killed a bird, and you're like, well, he's not long for this movie. Mm-hmm. He's obviously the bad guy. Like,
exactly.
He's gonna go down.
I mean, that's kind of like John Wick in the beginning.
Yeah.
Where you right then and there, you're like, fuck that guy instantly. You didn't care what his story was. You're like, no, he's dead to me.
Yeah, well, and you're like, I hope he gets murdered in the worst way possible. It wasn't even like, I hope he gets justice. I don't want to see him like thrown in jail. John Wick better dismember that dude because he killed a dog.
Yeah.
Not totally. Yeah, that's definitely a big movie cliche, but it's one that I think we can all get behind.
Mm-hmm. Now, another thought when you're younger that was always said, is it true? If you don't use it, you lose it.
Okay, so yeah, I think they're wrong. I think if anything, and Mom, turn off the pod. Okay, both of our moms turn off the pod, please. I think the less you use it, the more it's ready to be used when the opportunity arises. No pun intended.
I feel like that's a pun intended. You're trying to say no pun intended, but I laughed at it.
That doesn't mean I didn't intend it or intended it. But like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Is there any more you want to dive in on this or?
No, I'm good on that one. You made me say it. I had to answer it.
That's why I asked you the question.
All right, Nate, if you don't use it, do you lose it?
No, you keep it. It's there for you.
Oh, God. All right. Me and my best friend.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
All right. Well, is there anything else you thought would be a bigger deal?
No, I feel like you kind of covered those myths, and I'm glad because I feel like I'm not going to go bald now, which is great to hear. Okay. Not going to get pulled over for turning the light on in my car, so that's nice.
That's true.
Not going to lose it if I don't use it.
I can't transition that into this question, but do you remember when you were young and your parents were 30, how that seemed like they knew everything about everything?
Yeah,
like they
my
were
mom
fully
does.
established.
And my dad does. They both know everything, okay?
Well, now I can't. Now,
where are we going with this?
I was going to say, because they all seem way older and established, but we're now past that age.
Yeah.
So when they're 30, they seem like they have everything together. They have every answer. They've lived 100 years. They've got the world figured out. It's just a matter of them making sure we can figure it out. But now that we're past that age, we're making it up as we go. And I don't think that's a result of, coddling or anything like that. I think that's just life in general. Like by the time you're 30, you haven't lived that much. Like you might have had some wild 20s. You probably spent most of your younger years in high school or in school in general, and like growing up and figuring things out at that point. But as an adult, dude, we don't have anything figured out.
No, I think it's also like, I give a lot of respect to my parents because I think it was just them not showing like, oh, we don't know everything, but they came off of that person that I felt knew everything, so it was kind of comfortable for me to talk to them.
Okay. No, yeah, I mean, so they pass on some good wisdom.
I feel like they did. I got some good friends. I've met some nice people because of them.
Oh, so I'm the result of that? Is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Your parents chose me?
Yeah, they did. They had a whole list and all that. And
I was scouted.
Yeah, actually, even my mom, because she was listening to one of the episodes about get to know Nate, and when we're like, oh yeah, I think it's been like 10 years since we've known each other. And she's like, no, it's been 13. He was at your graduation party, so it's been at least 13.
What?
Yeah, so she texted me instantly with that. I was like, well, shit.
Oh, wow. Good memory.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though, man. Using logic against us. It's funny to hear people that we know text us and be like, oh, I remember that exactly. Is this the person you're talking about? And et cetera, et cetera. But I also have my mom being like, guess what? When you were talking about the MCU character that you would go on the date with, she said Elizabeth Olsen before I said it on the pod. How? No idea.
She knows her son.
I guess, like, these parents. So now maybe they did know everything and we just are a dumber generation. Ooh. Maybe we just discovered that.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Well, guys, we're sorry that you're listening to us, the dumber generation. But hopefully you learned something about yourselves. So let's move on to the next question. And that is, what are some of your favorite stories from your childhood?
All right. So one story comes to mind. I got a question about what's a story that you haven't told your parents that, they're going to maybe find out right now. So I had my license at the time, and it was me and a friend's sister. We were driving back home from somewhere, and
Nate's mom, turn off the pod.
And as we were driving home, she was like, hey, can I drive? And I was like, sure, why not? Yeah, this sounds like a great idea. Well, I was being reckless here. And
oh boy. Okay.
I was like, all right, yeah. So I put my car on cruise control and I just hopped in the back seat and I was like, all right, drive.
Where were you, on a straight road?
Yes, it was a straight road. It was a straight road. It wasn't fully developed. There wasn't a lot of people around. I checked my surroundings.
You weren't fully developed.
No, I wasn't. And
what if you had hit the steering wheel? This would be a much different story.
Oh yeah, well, this wouldn't even be a story probably.
It's true. Okay, so
yeah,
you weren't buckled in then, obviously. Okay.
Yeah, hopped in the back, and I was like, all right, drive. And she was like, what the fuck? Well, she jumped over real quick and started driving. So
because her life was on the line.
I feel like we've had a laugh about it now.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, if she hadn't jumped in, how long would you have let it go before you jumped back in?
I feel like it would have been pretty quick. I'm like, oh, she's not jumping over. Fuck, I gotta jump back to the front
Imagine
seat.
If she just bailed out the passenger door. Just rolled out.
Ooh, yeah, it would have been real bad. I'm like, oh, shit. Been real quick, hitting the brake. And like I said, it would have been a different story.
Oh, wow. That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I knew a story that there's a hill going down into the town we grew up in. And it's a pretty steep hill. Like when it's icy out, you can't really go up it. And cars used to, I don't know if they still do, but cars would lock. If the key's on the ignition, you turn the steering wheel, it locks wherever you turned it to. And they thought it was funny to cruise down the hill. People would turn off their cars and just let it coast. Well, this person was like, haha, turned the wheel and it locked. And so they just went off the side of the hill down into the ditches below. So yeah, I've never tried to mess around with cars.
I kind of lived a little recklessly. I had to act to get my adrenaline going. Because there was another time where same thing, kind of coasting down the hill. And I put my car in neutral, just let it coast down the hill. And I climbed out of the front door and sat on the hood of my car as it was coasting down the hill as my friend was holding onto the wheel.
Guys, you didn't get a lapse in audio. I just sat there in disbelief looking at my co-host.
Yeah. So don't do what I did, because I probably don't know if I should be here.
Nate's life is not PG. You should not recreate it in any real format. It's like on the front of Jackass movies. These stunts are performed by
jackasses.
By trained professionals. And you're like, no, it's not. It's just dudes that signed up that if they die, they die.
Exactly.
That's you. Like, don't follow Nate. He's a trained professional in his own life.
Yeah, and this is the first time Todd's heard these stories.
Yeah, and we've known each other for 13 years. So
yeah,
I do have a car incident myself, but it's not because I was driving it. I did forget this ever happened. Shocking, but I was in the back seat of the car, my brother next to me in the back seat, and my mom driving, and it's us three, and I believe it's at nighttime, and we're taking a corner on a hill, and I guess I'm playing with the door handle or something, and I'm not buckled in because I'm just a kid in the back seat. Sorry, Mom, sorry to put you on blast, but I'm like, and so she turns the corner, turns to the left, and I'm in the right back seat. I have my hand on the door opens, and I just roll out into the grass.
No.
And I remember being very disorientating.
Yeah, and I'm sure afterwards she came up, I told you to buckle up.
Now that part's a blur. Whatever happened after, I remember getting up in like the grass and being like, what just happened? Now I'm going to get texts from my brother and my mom being like, well, this is what actually happened. But that's what I've been told happened. And I don't think I've recreated that in my head. But yeah, as far as I know, I rolled out of the car because you don't hold your hand on the door handles, guys.
Okay. So, I mean, you did the whole tuck and roll action sequence.
Yeah, really, the weight of the door pulled me out of the car and just let me throw onto the grass. So
yeah, well, I mean, at least you got like thrown out and away from the car, not like, oh, I fell out and then got ran over by the tire. I mean, I've been ran over by a 4-wheeler I drove once.
Was it your fault?
No, it was. I wasn't driving. I was in the back of the 4-wheeler.
Oh, okay.
And
how did you get run over?
So someone was driving as I was on the back. I was, sitting behind. And we were hitting little jumps. And when one of the jumps hit, my foot slipped off the pedal. So I didn't have a grip. I was like, hold on, stop. And I kept going. And then my foot got caught under the wheel. And it pulled me under. And I got ran over by it.
What happened to your leg?
It was just sore for a while.
Oh, okay. That's
so like nothing broke or anything like that.
I guess you did say you haven't broken anything.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Just my big toe.
Oh, so you have broken something.
Yeah.
So you lied to our listeners last week.
I guess I just went another direction, told a different story.
What? You said you never broke a bone and that you've torn your ACL.
I said I'd broken some bones. Because I said I fractured a collarbone, I broken ribs.
Oh, guys, he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
He did say that. Guys. All right, well, that's a couple stories from our childhood. I've got, stories. Nate's got stories, but maybe we'll save those from another time since we're trying to get through some of these questions here.
Yeah.
But before we transition to our next question, I want to ask you one. Have you ever heard of a little television special called Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue?
I have not.
It is dynamite. Okay. I don't know if our listeners have heard it, but when I was growing up, there was a very special, I won't even call it a special episode. Let's see what Wikipedia states it as. It was a 1990 American animated drug abuse prevention television special. And the thing about it is it starred big names in the cartoon world.
Okay.
You've got Michelangelo and Michael. Or no, Michael's the lead character. He's just a boy that's doing drugs. But you got Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles. You have Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. You have Alf, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Winnie the Pooh, and Tigger too. Yeah. You have Brainy, Smurf, and Papa Smurf, Baby Kermit, and Baby Piggy. They didn't use the adult versions for some reason. Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and you also had Garfield.
Okay.
And so I think there's a few more in there too, but there's all sorts. And I did notice looking this up today, George C. Scott was the voice of Smoke, the person trying to get the kid to do drugs. And George C. Scott is the grandpa from Angus.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a little connection for you that I did not see coming. But watching some of the scenes again, I was like, oh, that is him. That is Grandpa Ivan. But it was released on all 4 major American television networks. There was a VHS home video edition. There were musical numbers, tie-in toys, and it is one of the darkest, most unsettling things I remember ever seeing. It is like a bad acid trip the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's your famous cartoon characters like coming in and out and being like, oh, man, this is real bad. This is real messed up. What's happening here? Oh, you should do this. And then the kid has, a drug dealer named Smoke or whatever that's like, oh, you can do this, buddy, you can do this. But anyway, it's a mind fuck. Like I want to know how many people remember saying this as a kid. It's one of those things where I forgot it exists. And then every now and then I'm reminded or something comes to mind and I'm like, what was that movie with all of my favorite characters in a very dark, messed up world? I think it's a theme park and part of it. And it's
yeah, that's,
I encourage everybody to watch it.
I'll have to watch it myself because I haven't seen that. And it sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, I will link to it in the episode description. It's about half an hour, and you can get it on YouTube. Tons of people have uploaded it. They're VHS versions, and it's worth a trip down that very particular memory line.
Okay, yeah. The only thing that I remember watching younger that was kind of demented in that sense was Happy Tree Friends.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it was a cartoon. It was almost take Looney Tunes and crank it up to 11, where it was like actually them dying, not from like them falling. They're like, oh, we're all right, kind of walking a little unscathed. It's like, no, there's death, there's blood. It's very gory for a animated show.
So these weren't the Looney Tunes. These were characters like them?
Kind of, yeah. In that sense, they have weird antics they go through, but
they die at the end of the antics.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Happy Little Friends?
It's Happy Tree Friends.
Oh, Happy Tree Friends.
It's one of those, like, they don't say any words in it. It's just music.
They don't say... Oh,
it's more of like... is like how they sound and they talk. So there's
like
no dialogue.
Peanuts, teacher or adult. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I'll have to look that up too. We'll find a link to that, to a video about that, and we'll put that in the description as well.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Let's move on to... our next question. What is that? Question number 1, 2, 3,
69.
4, 5, 6. That's technically number 6.
Oh, well, I feel like there's a lot of questions in this episode.
6.5.
All right.
Yeah, 69 then 8. Yes. You know, guys. This guy needs a babysitter. I don't know what's going on over there. He can't be left in a recording room by himself.
It's kind of scary.
Question number 6. What are your thoughts on the rise of Netflix and HBO Max and other streaming services brought on by the pandemic? Like you've got, actors like Scarlett Johansson and directors like Nolan and Scorsese. They've all been very opinionated and had issues with this transition.
So, I mean, we're obviously on the same page as we enjoy the movies. We enjoy the cinema. A lot of it is going to it with a crowd of people you don't know and having those gut reactions with those people.
Yeah, vibing on that energy.
Yeah, it's...
If I could sound less like a hippie, but I want to vibe on that energy.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just a nice getaway. Plus, I mean, the big thing is the movie popcorn. Where are you going to get that?
That's true. I have a popcorn maker here, and I bought the Flavacol. It's an orange powder that comes in an old milk carton type thing. It's so much powder, and you can't buy any smaller sizes than that. And it's like industrial grade, and you pour a little bit, and it goes a long way into your popcorn flavoring. It's supposed to mimic the Cinemark popcorn experience.
Okay,
it's not as good. Still, I've never been able to recreate it. There's something about.
Is it because you get butter on your popcorn there?
No. Would you like to dedicate an entire episode to not ever getting butter on your popcorn? For the love of God, everybody, don't do it. Do you find yourself after a movie theater trip rushing home to hit that porcelain throne with a fury you've never experienced before? Because I do. I remember those days. And then I started thinking about it. Well, what do I keep doing? Like, it's not dinner before the movie or dinner after the movie. It's not the popcorn itself. It's not candy. It's not soda. It's the butter. It's like a lubricant that just, it starts on your throat and goes all the way to your butthole. And it just shoots everything straight through. So when you're sitting down at a movie and you've just taken something that is a laxative and you're sitting there for another hour and a half or so, it's just building up in your gut. And you're like, I can't miss the movie. So I'm going to sit here and it's just bubbling. So we have a friend, we'll call him Frank, and he had the same exact issues. And I remember one time he was ordering popcorn and he ordered the butter. And I said, no, you never get butter. He's like, why? I was like, because it'll make you have a stomach ache, a horrible stomach ache at that. And you will need to crap your pants. And he's like, and then he, to this day, swears that has worked for him, that he stopped doing the butter on the popcorn and now he doesn't have to rush home to use the restroom. He's like, that he had the exact same issue I was having. He thought he had a corn allergy and he was going to have to give up popcorn altogether. I saved this guy's movie theater experience, and I want to help Listeners, I want to help all of you save your experience too. End the movie theater butter nonsense.
Yeah, you don't need it. Don't be one of those people like, yeah, let's just drench it. Let's soak it. Then let's get a side cup of butter for that bag.
Oh, God.
Don't do it. It's just not good.
The soggy popcorn, even if I liked butter, I'm fine. If it didn't do that to my system, soggy popcorn, like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, there's so much seasoning on popcorn at theaters anyway that, like, you don't need the butter to, like, enhance it. Now that I've done butter-free popcorn, it tastes so good. It's still so good. Like, it even has, like, it still already has a little bit of a buttery flavor that's natural.
Oh, it does, yeah.
And it's not due to the fucking artificial stuff that you're putting on it. Oh, guys. Try it. I just beg you to try it. The next time you go to a theater, and if you've had this problem before, don't do the butter and then get back to me and tell me if you feel a lot better after the movie.
Todd wants to reach you people out there. And this is his PSA moment. This
he wants to make PSA.
Sure it really just hits home with everyone.
Nate knew exactly what he was doing. I didn't see that coming, but he knew exactly what he was doing by lifting up the butter on popcorn debate. That is not even a debate, guys. Okay?
It's fact.
Just don't do it. Yeah, it's fact. Anywho, that's my rant. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. I like the rants.
Back to streaming movies and making our own popcorn.
But yeah,
that question.
I feel like it sucks, especially HBO. We've kind of touched on this already, of them releasing movies in 2021 straight to the streaming and kind of taking away from that movie experience. And even going forward, you have Warner Bros. Who signed on with AMC now. They're going to do an exclusive deal. When one of their movies release, it's for 45 days only in AMC theaters.
That's so bad.
It's hard because
it's the death of those movies in the theater because no one's airing a movie 45 days after it came out.
Yeah.
Once it leaves the AMC, like a Cinemark, a Regal, I can't remember who owns what, but these other groups are not going to, put out the next Batman 45 days after it's already been out at their theater. They're going to be like, well, the next movies are already here. We're just going to fill up that time slot.
Exactly.
You've made a deal. It sounds nice. Like, oh, we're just going to have them for a window. Then everybody else gets them. But you've effectively bogarted the entire experience.
Well, there's that. But then also, like, what is the radius of AMC theaters to people? Like, how far out of the way do certain people have to go to get to an AMC theater?
I know of a theater near me that's an AMC, but it is garbage and they put no work into it. But the actual, new age theater experience for an AMC is at least 45 minutes away from us.
Yeah. So
and that's on good traffic day. But anyway, so that's one little thing that they've just done that one. But HBO Max obviously got into a huge shitstorm with directors because it was like, hey, we're going to release 17 movies just straight to streaming. I believe it's 17, right?
Something like that. I mean, it was a big amount, and it's not small movies by any means, too, because obviously you had Suicide Squad, you had Matrix 4, which is coming up, there was the new Space Jam, there was Kong versus Godzilla.
Yep.
So a lot of big blockbuster movies.
The Suicide Squad?
I said that. Yeah, I said that. You just don't listen to me, do you?
I do listen. I was trying to find my tab. All right, go on.
So yeah, just a lot of big blockbusters that I know movies thrive on those. It's one of those you want to go to the movie, just chill on some popcorn and
exactly. Well, I remember the big flop that occurred was Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, yeah.
So Warner Brothers did the whole we're going to release everything to HBO Max, right? And apparently Warner Brothers is just a bunch of douchebags that don't care about the theater experience. That
seems that way.
Sounding like. But Disney would do it at $30 a pop for the movies that come out on their streaming service same day. So it's still a very big financial win for people with families. And we talked about this a little bit on an earlier podcast that people with families can spend $30 and watch a brand new big budget movie. And, the entire family can be there, everything. And you can buy your own snacks. You can save a ton of money. That's great.
Yeah.
But for like a single guy or, even a couple, like that's still $15 a pop if you're splitting it.
Yeah.
That's still, you might as well go to the theater and see it on the IMAX or, get that energy from the crowd again and get the fresh popcorn and make a night of it. Like make it actually that roller coaster experience that, we're used to seeing. Like you're going out to see this and that's your night. You watch it at home, you're pausing things, you're seeing it on a tiny screen. Some people are watching on their phones, iPads, they're just laptops. It's insane. And I think that's one of the big issues that people like Christopher Nolan have with it is that it's devaluing and kind of ruining the movie that they've created. Like they're putting billions of dollars right into like a brand new movie. Or has anybody ever put $1 billion into a movie?
I don't think so.
Okay. They're putting millions of dollars into making these movies. There's, the actors, and the CGI. There's all these things. They're doing cinematography with the great cameras and the big establishing shots, everything. And then when you watch it on your fucking laptop, you've got laptop sound, you've got a tiny screen, so everything's cut off. The lights, the coloring, everything is completely washed out. Even if you have a high tech one, you're still losing that surround sound experience. You might be you're like probably on a commute, so there's other things distracting you. Well, okay, there's light coming through the curtains. Get up. Oh, my oven just beeped. I got to go take the food out. The kids need a snack, or they are going to go to the restroom, or they've gotten distracted. Like, you open it up to so many things that it's really ruining kind of that experience that they're putting together. And I know that sounds very snobbish, right?
I mean, I understand like the whole kid fact though of, all right, we got a family, we can watch it at home, maybe keep our kids here and not bring our kids with us to the theater and kind of ruin everyone else's theater experience. That part is kind of nice, but it's not always being utilized that way too.
No, it's not. And I think it just opens you up to so many scenarios of, defeating the purpose of that big release. And I get it. There's a lot there. Movies are direct to DVD. We've had that in the past. I haven't seen all the big movies on the big screen. I've seen some really good movies on a smaller screen. It's not like it's a across the board issue. Everybody moves their stuff to streaming. If they go, I'm not going to send it to the theaters anymore, and the only way you can do it, they're not going to use the same techniques to make movies. They're going to make them cheap. They're going to make them fast. They're going to, well, if it's just going to be
cool, I'm just going to film it on my iPhone. It's good, right?
Yeah. If you're going to watch it while you're on your own iPhone, then why would I worry about putting in all these details or like really crafting the story? Like, you're starting to kind of put some of these bigger names like Tarantino and Spielberg and all these guys out to pasture by being like, I could watch, this like I would watch a sitcom or something like that. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
That's what's depressing about it. And before I keep going, is there anything you want to say on that?
Nothing I could think of, but I was going to kind of go off of one of your points of though, because you're talking TV shows and TV shows evolved, I feel. So like, do you prefer TV shows or movies?
What do you mean? Like in general?
Yeah, in general. Like, if you were to take one, because I mean, TV shows, they've come a long way and how they're produced. Like, you look at Game of Thrones, how much money they put in an episode. And now,
millions, right?
Yeah, millions. But then even some of the new shows, like there's the new Lord of the Rings one that's coming up on Amazon. They're talking how much they're putting in each episode of that. And it's more than what they did in Game of Thrones.
Right.
So,
which is, the budgets just keep getting bigger and bigger. So you're saying that TV shows are just as cinematic, if not more cinematic, depending on the budget, than some of the big name movies. So no, for sure. I would have to say I still prefer movies just because it is that experience. Like, you're getting hopefully a tight story that is told beginning to end, has a, point A, B, C, and it's wrapped up. It knows where it's going, where you can kind of be like, well, that was really cool. And you can be sad or mad or happy or whatever, depending on how it ends. With the TV show, a lot of those are being made as the budgets or as the return comes in, right? So you could have a really great show and they're like, let's extend it for like 2 more seasons.
That's the worst part.
People are still watching.
They go into the TV series like, all right, we got our idea what we want out there. We want to get to this point, and we're good. But then the money rolls in like, hey, you guys are making this much money. Why don't you go ahead and throw on some more seasons? We've
had plenty of shows that just keep being written because the money comes in and it just gets so bad. And that's what I like about a lot of British TV shows. Like, I mean, to reference the UK Office again, they only made 2 seasons and they're like 6 episodes each. And then a 1-hour special as a 3rd season, basically, to finish it all up. They did that for a purpose. They're like, yeah, we could have kept going. They would pay us to keep going, but we like to go out on top. If we had made that 4th season or 5th, let's say we get to a point where people are like, this isn't as good. And it's really kind of dragging. I hope they kind of pick up the plot again. Then you've ruined your perfect series, right?
Well, you look
so they like to go out on top.
The American Office, that was one that they really drug out.
Perfect example. Yep.
For me, I never actually finished it because I was like, I just couldn't get into it anymore because it got to that point where I was like, I'm not interested in the story. Another one for me was also Scrubs. As much as I love it, you had seasons 1 through 8. I loved, but then season 9 they tried doing, but it didn't. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I got through maybe 2 episodes and I was like, no, I can't do this. So
the American Office, you're right, is a perfect example because once Steve Carell left,
Mm-hmm.
They went, well, people are still watching. Let's just carry these characters on. And then the side characters, great actors. Like there's nothing like they're doing what they can with the source material
Yeah.
or with what the writers give them. But these side actors that were great for like a one-liner here and there that made The Office feel bigger and richer now have primary plot lines. When they started to run out of Jim and Pam will they won't they material,
Yeah.
it got crushed. We were rooting for them the whole time, obviously that's what you're supposed to do with those guys. They finally get married, they have the kids, they're moving up in jobs, they're getting better careers, and then it's like, what if the camera guy gets involved
right.
with Pam, and you're like, you fucking kidding me? Like the whole point is like you're supposed to be behind the camera. Let us believe this world. We know it's a documentary, but we don't need to like see the documentarians. And so they were just struggling. And I do remember kind of what you alluded to with like Scrubs in those last seasons, or that new class season, whatever it is. They get slapstick.
Mm-hmm.
The core concept of the show, or like being grounded in anyone. I know these shows go crazy, and like Steve Carell as Michael is a bigger, larger than life character. A lot of this stuff wouldn't happen in the world. Great. But we can suspend disbelief to a point. But when you come back in and everybody's just a goddamn stereotype and plots don't make sense, they're just there for comedic effect, everybody's doing one-liners, it's too much. Like you lose that heart. And so yeah, shows definitely outlive their welcome. And
they definitely do. And I keep diverting off subject a bit here, but the whole TV shows going on for too long, what about like TV shows that surpass their original material?
So you're talking like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. You got a show that I watched was Full Metal Alchemist, which is an anime.
Okay. Did that go off the rails?
I feel like it wasn't bad by any means, because they have the two different versions. You have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and then just Full Metal Alchemist. And it's one of those that surpass the material, but they seem to do a good job with it. So I feel like it's one of those rare occasions that they went through and actually told a good story, because I've watched both of them, and I feel like they're both good, but I feel like they had that opportunity to tell both sides of the story compared to like live action, where it's kind of harder to actually tell both sides. Because like Game of Thrones, if they were to go back and redo the last seasons, would people be okay with that?
I would love that.
I mean, I would too, but
that's the thing. When a show gets so bad, I think people are willing to suspend that disbelief and that the other ending even happened, and being like, again, so many spoilers, guys, just for the record, but Dexter, if they were like, hey, we're going to refilm that last season, or we're going to actually pretend like that last episode didn't even happen. We're going to have him wake up having hit his head and go, oh shit, that was crazy. Well, glad that didn't happen. I would buy that. I'd be like, thank God, because now you can redeem yourself because you shit the bed. And that's the same thing with Game of Thrones. If they were like, hey, can we redo the last two seasons because our creative leads decided they wanted to fuck off and make Star Wars money and then ruin their reputations and now don't get to do that.
It's funny on that
I'd be like, yeah, right. I would like totally redo the last two seasons, give us the character development that we saw happening, and then end the show on a high note or even a low note, but at least, as long as it makes sense.
Now, would you be afraid of them redoing it and going fan service with it though?
No, I don't care, because it's so bad now that to me anything is an improvement. And I wouldn't know fan service because I don't read the books, so I wouldn't even know if it is. I'd be like, did people
has he even finished
ever
the
after?
last book?
Awesome. He hasn't finished the last book, so you'd have to wait for Martin.
So I feel like it'd be either waiting or they'd go off of what they have online. That kind
wish
of fan
fulfillment
service
versus action. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then I have to change my answer a little bit. If it's fan service based off internet speculation, don't. If it's George R. R. Martin finally finishing it, if he ever does, then yes, do that. Redo it with what the actual author wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Because fan service can get a little wacky.
Oh, it definitely can. Those fan fictions that you write, I know it.
Yeah. Yes.
It's great. Yeah. It's going to come out in the Get to Know Todd segment.
Oh shit. I can't wait for that. All right. Well, I think that's kind of like one of the last questions we got, right? That was thoughts on a show stopping before the source material. So that was the last question we read. Mm-hmm. But it also ties in the one before that about the streaming services. And just to kind of put a pin in that one, you've got a lot of the big directors that are going against it because of the watering down of the experience, as they call it. And even though Martin Scorsese released his movie, The Irishman,
Yeah.
on Netflix, he still is in favor of the big screen, which is kind of like
It's
he
a
wants his
weird
cake and wants to eat it too.
Yeah.
But, I guess he's Scorsese, so he can kind of do whatever the hell he wants at this point. People just do it.
No,
But
just because you got a name behind yourself, no, you can't do whatever you want to do.
no, not in America. Yeah. But the big storm really happened about that when Roma won for Best Director, and that was a movie that came strictly on Netflix.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, well, that's not fair. I know a lot of the directors were saying, why do they get to double dip? You can be up for probably Emmy stuff, made for TV stuff, plus Best Picture. Like, should they be able to double dip?
I guess it depends on how you look at it. Was no movie studio like willing to take the chance on them and Netflix was? Or was it just that Netflix was like, oh, we'll offer you the most money? So I guess for me, it's a matter of like, where do they sit in that line of getting the opportunity or getting the money?
Well, are you talking about Netflix getting the money or the directors getting the money?
The director's getting the money.
Well, and that's good because that's kind of what you were saying. I did read, and this is I hope it's reputable, but it's called Showbiz Cheat Sheet, and it's a site that talks about various issues like this. And they have mentioned in their article that many directors have passed Netflix because they don't consider them making actual movies. Like if Netflix says, hey, make an original movie for me or anything like that, they're like, no, you guys don't do actual movies. You are a streaming service. You should be part of that category. They're made for a smaller screen. Like it's not the experience that we're building. And then again, to a point I was saying is like, they think they should be relegated to the Emmy Awards if they do make movies for those. Like they should not get a theatrical appreciation. Like they mentioned that back in the day, big directors, like their names would draw people to the theaters and would bring in ticket sales. And so anybody that buys a ticket stub gives them that money. That's how they say, hey, my movie was a big box office success. It's going to demand sequels. I'm a great director. Look at all this, what they brought in. Now, Netflix and them keep those numbers very secretive. And you don't know, like you could have 20 people in the same room binging the same show or a movie that comes out. You can be like, all right,
doing like a watch
Roma
party.
Came out. Yeah, everybody's in here. You don't know. So you're not getting that. So the numbers don't match up. And that's kind of a two play, right? They're saying, I don't get to see the numbers from the box office. And that's how we establish, who's made a really great movie. And I'm sure that is, it's not fair to a lot of small directors. That it's got its own inherent problems. Mm-hmm. But that's one of the big ones. The other one is monetary compensation. And that's where Scarlett Johansson also said, like, hey, you guys are supposed to pay off a box office, but then you send it to the streaming. Everybody watches it there. Then I don't actually get paid when I'm supposed to get paid per my contract. Now I can sue you. And that's happening over and over again. There's other people coming out to be like, hey, you also screwed me over. And I just think it's a bad slope to start on. I don't think it's going to stop. And I don't know exactly what the solve is, but I think at the very least, you keep those two separate. Like if you start as a streaming movie, you don't go to the theaters. If you start as a movie, you get your full window before you go to a streaming service. That's my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. What happens if just, definitely hypothetical, Jeff Bezos like, I'm going to make my own fucking movie. Obviously, it's not going to be good probably, but he's like, I'm going to buy the shit out of every box office seat. Even if it's not filled, I still bought those tickets.
It's about a guy going up in a penis-shaped rocket to a planet full of women, and just how silly things occur. It's a wild, wacky adventure. The hero's bald. He wears a cowboy hat. He's a piece of shit. I'm sorry, I'm projecting here. It's exactly. He could own everything. He could buy, again, all the seats. He could flub the numbers.
Yeah.
He could be like, hey, every one of my Amazon workers has to go watch this movie. Like, right? He could do whatever the hell he wants at this point.
Hey, guys, everyone, we have a mandatory meeting to go to.
Yeah, I rented out every theater in the area near all the warehouses. They all have to go and watch them.
And he's got a big workforce.
Yes. And they all need extra money. So, for the richest man in the world. But yeah, that's our Bezos rant again. But it's not good because the minute one person has control or you control the means of viewership, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And I don't think it benefits anybody but the people at the very, very top.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like if you can put out a good movie and no one's taking you, if it's just a streaming service, I feel like it's good for them to at least put it out there. Because what are we doing right now? We're just trying to put out our stuff. We don't got any big names attached to us. We're just putting our words into your ears.
Yes. How poetic. How poetic, yes.
Sorry, was there a better line I should have used?
Nope.
Okay.
That was perfect. I said it was perfect. Would I be sarcastic?
Yes.
But
so, I mean, going back to the whole love of movies, do you recall like the first movie or like, yeah, movies? Those are my thing.
I remember watching movies with my grandpa growing up, and that's probably what influenced me the most. We'd watch movies in the living room, just be like, all right, we're setting up, and this is, it's supposed to be bedtime, but grandpa's watching an old movie. And I wish I could remember which ones they were at this point, but I have a very vivid memory of going to the movie rental store and then picking out stuff and then going back and being able to watch it. And it's like, that's just, I don't know. I think that instilled a lot of, well, this is cool. Like adults are doing this. My grandpa likes to do this. This must be something I should be doing.
Yeah.
And the rest was history. What about you? What was your very first like movie love?
I mean, I guess it's kind of similar in a sense, but it was with my Oma, and a lot of it was watching movies with her, mainly Star Wars. It's where I kind of fell in love with movie, and then of course a lot of my pop culture, like the geek movies, nerd movies, all that I've kind of fell in love with, kind of, I guess.
Star Wars and Oma were the gateway drug for you, huh?
Yep. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Do you remember, did she really like Star Wars, or did she like that you liked it?
I think she liked it, but she really likes a lot of sci-fi. She's the one, whenever I go over to her house, she's always on the sci-fi channel. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few more questions, but we can save those from another time. I think we've gone through a lot of them at this point.
Yeah.
I know before we go off the questions, I will say Josh wants to know how your thoughts on the Apex Legends comic line.
All right. So to listener Josh, I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I haven't read the Apex Legends comics. Now, I know a lot of video games are kind of doing the whole comic shtick. So you got Cyberpunk 2077, and there was
in there,
God of War has a comic.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So there's a lot of video games are kind of doing that. And for me, it might work better for Apex Legends because it's not a linear story. Maybe there is. I haven't played enough of it. I just kind of started last weekend. So maybe the comic works for that because you can kind of figure out more of the character's backstory, but such as like God of War, for me, it's like, I'll just play the game rather than read the comic. So I haven't really bothered with Apex Legends.
Gotcha. What if somebody said the God of War comic was like super good? Would you get into it and see what it's about? Or are you like, no, I'm video game?
No, I'd still check it out. I mean,
okay,
I'll take someone's word for it.
So if reader Josh, who claims they have not actually read them themselves, said that they were really good, would you then read the Apex comics?
Well, now that I know he didn't read them, no, I'm not going to worry about it right now.
That's fair. Suck it, Josh. No, thank you, Josh. Josh has given me some good insights on podcasting stuff, so I want to throw a little love his way. And I will say my buddy Greg has helped with some podcast insights and setup and some equipment that we're actually using right now so that we're able to do this remotely. So thank you to him as well.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And thank you all for writing in questions. I say writing it, but writing back to me on social with some questions. I enjoyed being able to kind of talk about some random stuff for once and not just focusing on a movie. But
well, yeah, it kind of felt nice to connect with the people rather than just kind of going off what we had.
That's true. Yeah, it's nice to be able to field prompts that we didn't have to create ourselves. Yeah. Keep the questions coming. If there's anything we're like, you guys phoned that one in, or I want to hear more about that, or anything, just let us know, and we'll try and pick it up maybe every fourth episode.
Yeah, call us out on our bullshit.
Yes. We like to throw out bullshit and then try to deflect bullshit. So go ahead, do it for us. But now that the questions are out of the way, I think we should do a little recommendation time.
Yeah.
I have a couple ideas. We call it the bi-weekly buy-in, as in like, I hope you guys buy into this show or this book or whatever, or recommendation station. Choo choo.
I like the rhyming.
I know you would. They both rhyme.
Yeah, but the
bi-weekly buy-in?
Yeah, I mean, that it's not as much as a rhyme, I feel.
You just like Asian. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think, if anything, we should leave this up to the listeners. I don't think it should be us.
They're going to choose recommendation station because it does sound funner.
Yeah.
All right. On this episode of Recommendation Station, tentatively titled, Nate, do you have any recommendations for people? Things that maybe you've seen recently, or old favorites that you think somebody should check out? They could maybe it's a quick watch, or
so I'm gonna go into my love of comics.
Okay.
And there was a story that recently came out called Stray Dogs.
I've heard of Stray Dogs. It's getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah, it's an image book written by Tony Fleece, and the artist is Trish Forstner. And if you love dogs, this is a great read. It's an insight into their world and kind of.
So literally, it's not like a metaphor. It is about stray dogs.
Yes, it's about stray dogs. It's a very dark take. So
they can talk and everything, or what?
Yeah, so they talk.
It's
kind of no, not drugs.
Oh.
It's just them. It's through their perspective, and it's kind of how they got to where they are being stray dogs. Like I said, it's definitely a dark take. So like the comic, they kind of did homage covers to old like scary movie posters. So such as like there's Silence of the Lambs, there's Scream, but instead of the people in the poster, it's the dogs.
I've seen a couple of those. They're really fun.
Yeah.
I want some. I know you have. You have a couple of those, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got all of them, I think.
Oh, you got all of them. Damn.
Yeah.
I've got 0 of them, but I do like it when they do like plays off of popular things and put like a different character in it. It's always fun.
So yeah, it's a 5-issue series, and it was just a really good read. And it's one of those like you'll hate to read it if you love dogs, kind of just because it makes you feel for the dogs a lot.
So these aren't dogs getting involved in prostitution, but they are dogs that have been abandoned by owners. It's an emotional toll, not a.
Yeah, no, definitely emotional.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. So what do you got for your recommendation?
I actually have a couple, and one of them is Dark on Netflix.
Okay.
It is a German language show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it. Not because it's German language, just because the lips don't match up with what they're saying.
But if you watch the German version, just read the subtitles, then you're fine.
Yeah, but I don't like reading subtitles. I'm just a difficult person.
And guys, this is extra frustrating because Nate loves Germany.
Yeah, I can understand it a bit and speak a bit.
He loves German soccer, loves German culture. He speaks some of it, but he won't watch a German show that is one of the best ones Netflix has ever put out because it may have subtitles or he might have to watch some dubbing.
Yep.
Guys, please write in and tell Nate to watch this. Please, everybody. I'm literally recommending it to our listeners, and you've never seen it.
So,
but anyway,
have you read Stray Dogs?
I say I want to, and I will.
Okay. All right.
So, haha, that's right.
Maybe I'll get to Dark.
No, you won't. All right. So I can't even really talk about it too much without spoiling kind of the whole concept, but it is in Germany, German actors. It's super well done. The music is fantastic. I've got a few of those on my Spotify list now, but it is a 3-part series. I say 3-part, it's just 3 seasons, but it's very tightly weaved. Like the story has a point and why it needs to be at 3.
So it has a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, and it's established. So you don't feel like they, left you hanging or anything.
Okay.
And then my other suggestion is a lot lighter. It's actually a YouTube personality by the name of Kitboga, and that's Kitboga. And he's actually like a really super cool dude that wastes the time of scam callers. So the people that prey on the elderly and try to get them to buy into things, he actually wastes like hours and hours and hours of their time playing a character. He'll play as an old lady, usually an old man, but his sole purpose that he describes it is to like, if they're talking to me, they're not scamming somebody. They're not scamming a vulnerable person.
So he's being a hero.
He is. He's got so many videos. I have binged his stuff. I'll put it on in the background just to hear him pretend to be these characters. He gets them to do certain things that would be out of their comfort zone. I think he had one person sing back to him. He had one person calling people for their jobs so they could, quote unquote, go buy gift cards at the store to then give him the numbers of. But then he'll redeem the gift cards in front of them with his fake, because he's super set up. So he's got like a fake bank account, fake Google store. And so he'll buy like a Google Play card. He's faking it. Obviously, he'll even fake driving in the car. He's all these sound effects of like him driving, getting into traffic, like arguments and stuff. But it sounds so good. And they'll get completely frustrated, but they want that money. All they can do is see the green. It's a super fun watch. So kind of a little light and dark there.
Now, is there a way he just reels in those scammers? I mean, probably just signing up for shit, but...
Yeah, signing up for a lot of stuff. And I think he knows where to like kind of put out his feelers so that they go, oh, that's an easy mark, and get them to come back at him. I haven't quite. maybe there's an episode that explains how he gets those. I say this, I don't know how good things are these days, but none of it's fake as far as I've never smelled, fakeness. I've never felt it was suspect, anything that happens.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some of those videos online where it's like, oh, watch me play this prank. And they're all trying to play it off like the person doesn't know what's going on. But it just,
I hate those.
It's so bad acted out to where you're like, yeah, they don't fucking hear you doing that. Or, they don't feel you tying their shoes, pulling on their laces, all the shit that should be happening. And people buy into it.
Dude, yeah, you'll see TikToks with like 100,000 likes and people are like, ha ha ha, so funny. And you're like, every bit about that was scripted. The acting's really bad. The setup, the staging, it's all like,
Yeah, when they trip
really,
and fall and stuff like that too, they're like, oh my gosh. And you're like, fuck, this is so bad.
Or you wonder, did they not see the camera you were holding up in front of them?
Oh yeah, that part too. Yeah, that's fucking awful. They're like, oh no, it was a hidden camera. No, I'm sorry. There's no way where that camera's positioned and it's not moving or anything like that. It's very stabilized.
Sometimes they're talking to the camera as if they was the person. It's dude, I hate those. TikTok is flooded with those.
Yeah.
I mean, every platform is flooded with that nonsense now. It's such easy, low hanging fruit, but it works. So I mean, I guess
it works because I've watched one. I'm like, the fuck. I watched to the end, even knowing that they were fucking bullshitting the entire time. Like, this is stupid. No, they should have been cued on that. This is all garbage.
It's like you're dissecting a movie these days.
Ah, fuck.
Yep, there, full circle, everybody. We did it, full circle. And that brings us to the end of the episode. Do we know where they can find us, Nate?
Yeah, so I mean, any social platform, we're always at The End Is Sigh. We're on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and you can even email us at theendissigh@gmail.com.
Yep, we are looking for all and any feedback. I mean, we love so far what the feedback we've gotten. People are really giving us really good insights. We've had a lot of people that say they look forward to getting it and their download, and it's only been a few episodes, so that's really cool to hear.
Yeah, it's definitely nice.
Yep, for sure. No, yeah, it's been a great experience so far. Hopefully this episode wasn't too crazy and random and out of the vein for what we've set up so far. We'll be back to a normal movie review next week.
Yeah.
Do we know what we're doing yet?
Yeah, I believe we're watching Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi. I'm not sure how they pronounce it.
Okay. We'll find out when we watch the movie. And yeah, we're going to do a new movie for the next lineup in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, this will be our first Marvel movie. We hit DC and now we're hitting Marvel.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have a really good number of underrated movies. So look forward to those. And we'll be back with some more themes and movies for you.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, thanks for stopping by.
You're going to stick with that?
Just because it annoys the shit out of you.
You know what? But it's fucking Candyland, so it's all good.
All right, that's good. Are you waiting for me or?
Yeah.
Oh, hello and welcome to The End Is Sigh.
No.
Yeah. See, I messed it up. Damn shit.
Damn shit, yes.
Yeah.